today, I think, based on this webinar topic, we are going to discuss about the building envelope, the roles, how we can basically further enhance the quality and the performance of this. So, what are the interventions at the building level we need to take and consider as an architect, as an students, and the major aspect of the building envelope we are basically ignoring when we are designing the outdoor impact of this. So, cumulatively, all the surroundings, all the building envelopes, all the buildings which are basically designed in a neighborhood or maybe in some kind of in community and social sectors, they are basically impacting together to the outdoor environment also. So we are mainly focused on the indoor environment to make it more comfortable, energy efficient, all those things we are considering. But nowadays we need to think on the outdoor and indoor both aspect of the building envelope. So building envelope design is basically a complex process in which basically we are designing some components of the transparent, that is the fenestrations, windows, and some opaque components like wall, roof, flooring, and all other surroundings elements, greenery, landscaping. All these will count in like integration of this building envelope design. So main aim of our designing building envelope is basically to give a user comfort space so that functional requirement of that space will be fulfilled, and accordingly we can basically optimize the investment cost also, so that the operational and the embodied cost will be monitored, and we try to achieve the energy saving performance of the buildings by applying ECBC codes and other relevant standards and norms for achieving this. So basically, we are basically trying to achieve the environmental aspects of the building envelope of the environment, indoor and outdoor. Technologically, we are basically seeing the surroundings and like curtain glazing, all other modern facades, automatic closing of windows, doors, all the integration of technologies. Now AI is also integrating with the, so that automatically transformation and opening can be generated in the building envelope, which we can see at the international level also. And social cultural aspect, we try to give some kind of identity, particularly some based on themes, maybe some kind of heritage or maybe some kind of a modern building. So we are trying to achieve this, and mainly is the functional requirement. Through this building envelope we are basically protecting our indoor spaces and creating some kind of an ambience, and which basically lead to some aesthetical value of that overall envelope. So these five determinants are required to be basically fulfilled to achieve the human comfort, thermal, basically through thermal, visual, and psychological. So this is the overall building envelope role to achieve. So maximization of the daylight determinants which we need to consider: environmental, technological, socio-cultural, functional, and aesthetical, when we are basically developing this building envelope designs. And the role of opaque and transparent components are very important. We need to understand their independent role and what are the different materials which we are using and their physical properties also, so that we can create a safe space and comfortable space which can be sustainable for the long future. So these are the main properties through which we can basically, through designing the building envelope, we are basically maximizing the daylight glares, we are controlling the glares, we are controlling the heat gain and heat loss also, and also providing ventilation and outside views. So these are the parameters, like environmental external parameters we need to consider when we are designing the building envelope, so that we should know what is the requirement as per the climate context. The ventilation requirement is there or not, what is the temperature variation, so selectively we can basically pick up the suitable material. So these are the detailed properties through which basically we need to consider the properties of the opaque and the transparent component of the building envelope. So these are the physical properties we need to understand. Like for the opaque component, how the conduction and process will happen. Like if we are selecting a brick wall or a fly ash brick wall, maybe any other material which we are using on a cladding as a on a brick wall, so how the performance will vary, how the heat gain and heat loss will vary. So through simulations we can basically check all these things before basically starting the construction of any design. So it is very very required, and some interventions as through passive strategies and the active strategies. So by providing shading devices, assessing the thermal mass, appropriate orientation, then if we are not able to achieve the comfort, then our active measures can work on it, like fans, evaporative cooling, air conditioning. All these things can be utilized as per the requirement, but we need to optimize so that we can achieve the maximum sustainability and energy efficiency in the building. So for similarly for the visual comfort also, so we need to basically see how we can harvest the maximum daylight and simultaneously reducing the solar heat gain coefficient also. So we need to take care of all these interventions when we are designing all these fenestrations, their location, designs, type of glazings. So and parallelly also checking the cost also, because somewhere the client or the stakeholders having some kind of a limitation on it. So we need to pick up the optimum solutions for these things. Like this is a building designed by Le Corbusier, which was initially designed without any shading devices, and the users, basically the training peoples who are working in this, are facing a lot of direct solar radiation issues. So again, this whole building was redesigned, the facade was redesigned, and accurate shell was implemented on this so that to basically give some kind of mutual shading on the openings and try to resolve that issue. So this is just an example through which how we can basically retrofit our existing building and how we can basically see the impact of climate on the building. So there are some impact on outdoor also, like we have building neighborhoods and the cumulative all the buildings blocks are basically constructing, and all the individual architects are basically focusing on the client requirement. They are not seeing on the outside. So how the view is looking, that is one part, but how it is basically impacting the surrounding climates is also very very important. So these are the issues which we are basically facing, like urban heat. So our local climate is basically getting impacted because of we are using air conditioning, the amount of heat rejection through air conditioned system basically impacting this. So how we can use it? So urban surface, urban geometry, low heat absorbing materials, weather conditions, anthropogenic heat, vegetations. So all these things we need to reconsider when we are designing the building envelope. So how we can use these kind of things? We have technology like remote sensing, automatic weather stations, field studies, and modeling through which we can analyze the design of all these building envelope on the site, how it is going to be impact cumulatively to the environment. So based on this, we can have different cycles through which we can do these kinds of measurement analysis. Already we are, I think I am already working on with instrument which we can use to basically uh, observe these kind of thing. So we have data loggers, automatic weather stations. We can use GIS. We can use remote sensing technologies to basically analyze the land surface temperatures. So through which we can analyze how much how much design interventions are need to be revised, and how we can basically propose the development regulations and bylaws for the cities. So normal or common bylaws cannot be work for the whole cities. We need to be very specific for the local region also. So how we can increase the setback, what are the heights, what are the selection of material. So based on contextual studies, we can propose that. So these are some kind of strategies along with like infrastructure or along with the design. These are some more strategies which can be integrated with the building envelopes, like surrounding vegetations, urban park, streets, maidens, high albedo materials, pavements, water bodies, green and cool roofs. All these will basically going to help. So I think I would like to stop